pleasure to be here. As Nick said, my name is Ciara, one of the Ciaras from Derry, and I am a drama teacher at St Joseph's Boys School. I have been a teacher for 18 years, and to be able to teach drama in a school setting is absolutely fantastic. The arts can make such a huge impact, not only on the young people that we educate, but to nurture their talent and build the confidence so they can share that with other people and make an impact in their school community, in their society, and across the world. And I feel very lucky that I am part of that, and that I work in a school that supports the arts and understands the impact that we can make. It was so lovely to read the stories in the book about how these amazing young people are also taking their talent and sharing it and using it to inspire them and their work. Drama, music, dance, art, they're universal languages that we can look at a piece of art and we get it straight away, whether that's through their song, the artwork that they've created. And I think that young people here have great stories to tell and how they're using the art. So I'm not going to talk much more. I'm going to let the young people introduce themselves and tell them what they've done recently or their beliefs. And we will be joined with Julia soon as well, who will join the panel.
She's in class.
She's in class. Dance class?
No.
Oh. So here, would you like to start and introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, my name is Mirei Kamata. I'm 14 years old. I'm from Japan. I live close to Tokyo. I live in Schiavo Prefecture, where Tokyo Disneyland is actually located. And I'm very happy to be here.
So your story in the book talks about how you have been inspired by Japanese artists, and you detail some of the work. Would you like to share that with people today?
So in my book, I wrote mainly about Japanese culture and art. So some specific things are kintsugi, which is the art of repair. So when your glass or pottery is broken, you use liquid gold to fix it and put it back together. And I found that was really beautiful because you don't just throw away just because it's broken. You can restore it and make it more beautiful. And I thought that cycle just is very inspiring.
And you also said, I think you said, small changes can make a big impact. And I think that that's really important, that even through your artwork that we can see that. And, you know, as we said, together we can all make an impact. So if each are doing something with the arts or fundraising for different events, we can make a huge difference. And may I ask Tecla to introduce herself?
My name is Tecla Schiavo and I come from Italy, Loukoumi.
What was lovely at the very start of yours, you said, I love my country because they encourage us to develop in the arts. Can you tell us what you enjoy about the arts?
The thing I enjoy the most about the arts is that there isn't just one interpretation, because when you see, for example, a painting, you can interpret it in various different ways, and because of this, you can feel understand.
Thank you. Jude, can you introduce yourself, please?
Of course I can. So, my name is Jude White. I'm from Derry in Ireland, and I go to St Joseph's Boys School, where I'm taught by Mr. McCallion. I study A-level drama, and yep, it's pretty much it.
Jude, we're going to talk about a project that we worked on last year, and some of you seen a little bit of it last night. As a school, we think it's really important to raise awareness of issues that impact not only our school community, but our wider and global community. So as a group, we decided that we were going to use our talents of the boys to help raise awareness. Can you tell everyone a little bit about the video that we created?
Okay, so as I said, we are an A-level drama class, so there's a lot of musical theatre going about in the classroom all the time, 24/7. Everybody's probably sick of it. We decided for World Mental Health Day last year that we were going to create a kind of cover and music video of musical theatre song. You Will Be Found from Ciara and Hansen. Is anybody familiar? Oh, actually, one hand. Perfect. That's good enough for me. So what we did was we recorded the song, and then we decided then to go through some of the individual talents that were in the class. So for example, Cal is a dancer. So there's clips of Cal dancing in the video. We have actors, singers, everything. So we recorded it, we got everything set up, and then we posted it to social media. Now I thought this was going to do nothing. I was wrong. There was a massive response from it. It was completely widespread. I was walking around the school, walking around the city to be honest, and people were saying to me it was floating through, and I'm sure all of you can agree, everybody had kind of seen it. It was just amazing to see the impact that it had, and the stories people were telling me that all they had watched it and thought it was the most beautiful thing, and that it was great that, especially from an all-boys school, they talk about something that's kind of emotional. It's not the most common thing, so I'm pretty proud of what we've done with that.
And I think that's really important. As young people, sometimes we have stigmas attached, and for boys especially, we don't really talk about our emotions, but this was saying, no, we can. And what I loved as the educator looking at it was the confidence, and they got younger students involved in school. So we are young men, and we are confident here to share our story and raise awareness of mental health. And it had a huge impact for us, even as a school. And younger people getting involved, and that's encouraging them to get involved in future projects. We don't know what we're doing next, so something that we have to come up with something. So keep an eye out on our social medias, and something will be there soon. So I'm going to now ask Julia if she would like to introduce herself, please.
Hi, I'm Julia Katsoris, and I'm from East Chester, New York. I was actually just in class, and this is my high school.
Julia, I know that your passion is dance. From a very young age, you have been involved in dance. Would you like to tell us a little bit about your journey in dance so far?
Yes, absolutely. So I started dancing when I was 2.5 years old. And actually all of my recitals are on this very stage in front of the high school, so that's really cool. And as I've grown up, I really realized that dance is something that I'm very passionate about. And last fall, I decided that I wanted to do a project incorporating dance and my love for dance. And I decided to found a program at our local elementary school where now we've done 3 sessions, and I hope to do another one before summer starts. And I've taught the girls a dance over the span of a few weeks, and then once they practiced the dance and perfected it, we performed it for nursing home residents. So it's been a really special experience.
As the choreographer, watching the students perform your dance, what did that make you feel?
It was so rewarding. I remember actually at our last one we did a holiday performance in December, and I was a little bit nervous about this one because it was more of a time crunch than all the other ones. There was just not as many rehearsals, and we had to kind of squeeze it into a shorter amount of time. And I remember they just did a really, really great job, and I was watching with so much pride, and I was recording them, and it was just a really special moment. I was really proud of the girls.
And I think that the arts can do that, like the participants, but also those who are watching. You took it to an old person's home, and to share their work, and how did they respond?
They were so excited. It was such an amazing response from everyone there, and after we were able to chat a little bit, and it was really amazing to see kind of the energy that the girls were able to bring into the atmosphere, and everyone was just talking, and everyone was just, I don't know, they, also during our holiday ones, they handed out some crafts that they made, and we did some activities afterwards, and it was nice to see everyone interact and really just a positive atmosphere here.
And I know this experience has inspired you that you would love to get into teaching in the future. Is that?
Yeah, so I want to be an elementary school teacher on full time as well.
That's so lovely that you can share and use those experiences then to pursue your career in teaching. Why do you think it is important that we use the arts to make a difference in the world?
So I personally think art is a really good, it's kind of like a type of language for me. So whenever someone asks me to explain myself, express myself, words weren't exactly my first choice. I always like to draw and then express myself. So I want everyone to know that art is a way to show yourself, let the world know who you are, and to understand other people
projects at school involving arts that you're currently working on, or?
Yeah, so we have worked with many different projects, and many of them don't really involve art, but I involve art by making some custom flyers to share with everybody what we are doing.
And Jude, what do you like about performing the most?
So, my first experience with performing was a primary 7 show, which would be like middle school here. Yeah, I'd be about 10. So, I had never even really seen a show. I didn't really understand what it was all about. And one day I just got pulled in the room and said, do this, do this, do that. I did it, and then eventually we were all on it, we all did it, and I completely fell in love with it. Obviously then, the lockdown we came back after lockdown and everything kind of started back up again, and then some of my friends, especially from my class, were back doing performing arts again. So I came back and started doing it, and ever since then it's just been, obviously, I'm in a drama class now, so something must be done right. But what I love about performing is the impact that it can have on people viewing. So whenever I go and see a show, I like to just sit and get completely invested and just watch all the characters and their stories and how they develop through the length of the show. And by the end, sometimes I be wrecked, but that's not the point. I just think it's so emotionally moving and powerful that people can create these stories and act them out and really kind of bring whether it be joy or sadness or even just being able to relate to the stories that's happening on stage. I just think it's wonderful.
I think that's what's important, no matter, we sit here today from many different places, but the arts are universal and we all are able to use our gifts and talents and share that. So the language barriers are broken down, we can see how they can make an impact through dance or through art or through performing. I know this afternoon we are all going to be re-recording a song, and how amazing the theme song for Loukoumi, and we will all come together and share that passion. So we are all believers in that the arts can make an impact. If you have a talent for the arts, but maybe you think at the minute you're not confident, I don't know if I can do it, get together with other young people and see how you can. Julia used her passion for dance and said, I'm going to bring young people in, I'm going to create a performance, I'm going to share that. As a school, we decided let's make something that we can put out there to raise awareness of an issue that can impact us all. The girls have talked about how they are using their talents and adding their own talents into projects that are happening in school, so we can all use that and really make a difference. If you aren't involved in school, if you don't have the opportunities in school, think about your society, the clubs, and get involved in that way, and think about now what you can do to share to make a difference.